So one of those fairly important things, laundry. Laundry money. I stole this idea from somebody else, a former roommate I had during a fellowship. She put her laundry quarters in here. Like a pile of $10 of quarters fits perfectly in here when I can get the roll. When I can't, I just stick the money in here that I know is for laundry. So if I don't have quarters in here, then I go and get cash and I stick it in here because most of the laundromats have coin machines. But this way, I have the money set aside. I'm not trying to figure out how to get money. Like if I have less than half in here, I probably want to get cash. Anyway, I had intentions of doing my hair today in a nice shady spot, and then I said, why can't I find a nice shady spot outside the laundromat? Like I don't need to stand over the laundry in the laundromat, so that's what I'm doing now. So I'm going to take this in, get started on some laundry, and then I'm going to come back to the car. I'm going to talk about doing my hair in my car. I am just coming super raw on this. I can't believe I'm exposing myself looking like this. Like I feel so like ghetto right now that I even like I'm walking around in the world like this. But I'm learning a lot of living this way is just getting comfortable with exposure. The car looks like shit. That's because I've basically been pulling at things and bringing them to the front seat to use them and send them to the back. This fan is kind of big. I mean, I like it. I used the battery until it died. And I was really cool. Like I'm sitting under a tree. It's a little bit hot outside, but like I was fine sitting here in my driver's seat, like doing my hair. But yeah, I'm getting chores done. The last thing I need to do is clean the car. I usually clean the car every morning and then straighten it up every night, or at least set it up for night sleeping. Where I want things laid is pretty important just because of the smallness of the space. And so like how I might configure things when things have a place, but how I might configure them when I'm going to bed is slightly different than when I'm just going to be driving around all day and hardly in the car. Also when I'm doing errands, you know, and I have to be like in and out of the car for just function reasons, and I can't really go off, you know, somewhere, I have the car arranged a certain way. And when I walk away from the car for an extended amount of time, I always say this, I'm part of the journey towards minimalism is reducing my attachment to things. Part of making this lifestyle work now that I'm in it is reducing my attachment to things. Because the thing is, somebody could break into this car. The whole entire car could break and I might not be able to get another car right away. So honestly, my important expensive things fit in the book bag, and I'll be honest, it's my computer, my phone, and some important paperwork. It's a very small list of things where I'm like, if I need to be separated from the car for a long amount of time, or God forbid the car is stolen and is driven off, these are the things I care about being near me, or at least being more secure than other things. And those things need to fit into a backpack. It needs to fit into something that I can literally lift out of the car and walk away from it with. This Ryobi fan I just bought, you know, this thing? Hang on, let me see if I can get it. Like, it wasn't cheap. But honestly, it's not precious either. Like, I would be upset if it got stolen, but it's not going to break my heart. Honestly, my solar generator is not precious. It's replaceable. It's one of my more expensive replaceable items. I don't want to leave it exposed, but also I'm not highly protective of it. Like I feel comfortable walking away from it. And if somebody were to break into the car and steal it, it would suck, but I would live. You know, my computer is very important. I use it for work. Worst happens, I can always find a power source to repower it up. So the power source is not important. The power source is a function. The computer itself is a little more important just because of how impactful it is to my life. But let's get back to chores today. We're not talking about work. All right, time to get this car cleaned out. One of my last tasks on the chore list for the day before I head over to the theater, and you know, I'll look a little bit more fresh to death than this. I have to do a little cleanup. I'm gonna do a little bird bath today and hit all the funky parts because I don't have time to drive down to the gym. So that's just not, I did it yesterday, did it for the last 3 days. Honestly, if I hit an actual shower about 3 days a week and then I just do a touch base with the body parts bath the other days, I'm perfectly chill. Like, I have nothing to prove to anyone, but I mean, I still shower every day. I still get clean every day, which is a completely different thing. Like, people link showering is the thing as if like baths don't exist or like washing up doesn't exist. Like, all these things exist and they still get you clean. Like, if you get like if you have like a really dirty day, like when I was working in the park, like I constantly had dirt like caked on me. So yeah, you might want a nice rinse down at that point. But honestly, a tub of water and a washcloth is very effective between larger cleaning moments. I mean, and there's this idea that people used to be dirty before like baths, and it's not that people were dirty, it's that it was a lot of work to lug like a whole lot of water somewhere, and it's just as effective to take a cloth and wipe yourself down with a basin of water in front of you. Like, it's actually highly effective. It completely works. All the shower is doing is providing a pressurized constant stream. You cannot have that constant stream and still apply water and soap to your body and then rinse it off. We do it to cars all the time. Works the same way for human bodies. And we actually waste more money with the pressurized water a lot of times, more so than, but beyond the point. Like I said, I'm going to do a little wash up. I'm going to be looking super fresh. Hopefully my hair looks pretty fresh by this evening. And that'll probably be the last time I officially like go to a show. I might check in on the show towards the end of the process, but the good thing about this show versus when I first started production managing is I get to step away from it. And this is the second show in a row where I've really gotten to like get people set up and walk away, and it's been a strong team, and that's sort of right now what I hope. This shit, like, that's just a mess. One of the things is I have a new toy, so I have this giant like box in the back of my car that just needs to go to recycling or something, I don't know. And then this front seat, because I've been like doing my hair and like fiddling around with a bag and watching a DVD, there's just all this shit in the passenger side that just normally isn't there. Oh, by the way, I love this. This is my, if you haven't noticed my obsession with Superman, this is my Superman whiteboard, and I have it just velcroed here, and I velcroed the little pen, and I got this from the dollar store and I found it by accident, but it's how I write down stuff. Some of this needs to be crossed off that I need to do, and it's super effective because it's right there in front of me. So things I really need to remember, I'll just write right here. And I absolutely love it. It was one of my favorite ideas. So as you can see, the things I really want: a passport, because yeah, I want to be able to leave the country. I especially want to be able to drive up into Canada at some point on a road trip. GPS, because I hate draining my phone's battery for GPS. And of course I want a van. We all know that I want a van. I would prefer to live in a van over a car. I just don't have one right now, and I don't have money for one. But the money is building. Like, I feel like this is a reachable goal. Is a simple, cheap, good condition van. I just have to be smart about it and not be too eager to take the first thing that sort of comes into my price range once it's more reasonable to do some searching. This other stuff is just, I don't know why it says, well, I did have to shop for this, but I've shopped for a lot of stuff, so I actually need to clean this whiteboard up as well. And this is an important cleaning task because there's no point in irrelevant information being in front of me. So yeah, that's one of my more exciting things. All right, cool. All right, so this is one of my favorite shopping centers. Yeah, there's a few things over there. There's like a Target, there's a Home Depot. This is like one of my favorite places to kind of like honestly do miscellaneous tasks like cleaning out my car. Just to be respectful, I've kind of parked away as far away as I can get from most of the stores, because I think like that's just a respectful thing to do. Let the people who are shopping be closer to the store. I'm just using the space for a second to like straighten out things. So let's go take a look. So right now the only thing up front is my bathroom. Yep, that's my toilet right there. I use a coffee can. Mostly got that tip from Hobo Alley, and it has been working out great. In fact, I'm getting much more acrobatic with it, so I'm pretty happy with that. I just cleaned it out today with a little bit of bleach, and so I like usually having it there at night, and then I'll move it over to the passenger side during like the day, but at night I like to have it there just in case. So it's just sitting right there right now because I was trying to find a new space for some new things. I hate getting new things now. This is always going to be my junk drawer, and now it has all of those new Ryobi manuals in there. Yay, that's fun. All right, before we deal with the passenger seat, we're just going to keep coming around to the driver's side. This is trash. This is my old water system, and it's also, it makes me so sad. It's this gift I got from the production opening last night. It has my name on it. It has this beautiful flower, but really glass in my car is a bad idea. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on a shelf at the theater. I have a fake rose I'm going to throw into props, and I don't quite know what I'm going to do with this thing, but I'm just going to throw it in the theater and see if we can find a use for it. If not, I'll throw it away later. These are my clothes for this evening, neatly laid out. This bag, I still have hairpins, so I just want to remember to put them back in here and not hide this from myself. So I'll put it in the back seat on top of my clothes, because when I change, I'll take this in with me, and when I take the pins out of my hair, I'll put them back in the container, and then I'll put this in the trunk where it lives. Right now I have a party of charging going on. The car is idling while I'm doing some cleaning up. So I've started to charge via that cord down there is being tracked to the front, and so it's starting to charge up the solar charger, which is basically just a backup battery, but I'm going to take it into a building and fully charge it up because it'll just charge up faster that way. And then right here, well, with my car, I actually have a standard house plug in the back, and there's a button to switch it on and off in the front. And so with that, I have that running up to this charging station. So while I do the rest of my driving today without putting more tax on my backup battery, I'm going to be charging from here. And there are several things running from here. It's the DVD player, it's my Chromebook, it's my iPad, the other battery for the fan. The second battery I bought is charging up right now. And so all that stuff is being charged from here, which is being charged from the house plug in the back of my car. And I got this car not even looking for something like that, so it's kind of cool that it's there. This is my rear window reflectix. These are my window reflectix, which is reflectix on one side, black on the other side, black at night. I use these sometimes during the day. I try not to use them too heavily because I think reflectix looks suspicious in the daytime, and maybe they're slightly suspicious at night, but like no one's really bothered me, and I need the feeling of shutting down and being in my cave at night. So I mostly don't even face the reflectix side out, but I have them, especially when I'm sitting still and there's just too much sun going on. I can throw up a reflector in the window and still be able to sit in my car comfortably. This is my cooler, which isn't even a cooler anymore. Like, I don't put ice in it anymore. It's mostly an extra bit of pantry space. There's my main water. And I've used a lot of things, and this has like been working out great. I found pouring from a jug is actually just the easiest thing to do. I have to have a kettle. Down there I have like a little table I can set up in the park. I have a quick folding stool, which I can use for a stool or a chair. This red bag is my actual pantry, which I'm not going to open right now. And under that is a Coleman butane stove. Back here I have like an extra pan. I also have like a Coleman cooking thing over here, which is a pot with a bowl in it. It's a really cool thing, but I'm not going to pull it out right now. I'll show that another time. And there's a fire extinguisher. Back here is a CO2 detector I have not put up yet, and a bunch of bungee cords just for when I need them. This is my hoodies. My hoodies I use to like throw over things when I need to get out the car quickly and I can't really pack things up, and it quickly makes the car look junky, which I hope makes it look unappealing. Like, I don't want it to look like I'm hiding something, but I am. So these help me quickly make it junky, and if I don't actually make it junky, then it's easy to quick fix really quickly by folding things up. And under that is like, this is my blanket I sleep under, this is my hoodie I like to sleep in, it gives me an extra layer, and then I have like a travel pillow that I also use at night. So this is basically my bedding and my extra hoodies. Dun dun dun, the trunk. I'm sure to the naked eye it looks fairly disorganized, but there actually is an entire system going on here. I have 2 of these really long gray bins. They were under bed storage where I lived before. And they actually fit in the longest part of the trunk really great. The clothing I wear a lot, which is mostly my t-shirts and my pants, are on top, and the clothing I wear very little, which is mostly my special event clothing, like the outfit in the back seat right now, that stuff's on the bottom because I wear it less frequently. And so like things I grab less frequently are harder to get to than things I wear a lot. I really like these 2 bins. I don't really want to have to break down to something smaller, but I think I want to stay fitting in these 2 bins. I have some other clothes that I haven't let go of yet, and I'm really considering like how much of that I still want. And then back in this corner, it is a mishmash. Some of it's my overflow hair stuff that I don't use that frequently, and other products, and my backup Coleman butane. I pump this into a smaller bottles just so I have something smaller to put in the gym bag. I've had this pump go off and then have a bag full of lotion. This is my Clorox, which I try to use only for serious things. I mostly use it to clean the toilet bucket, I'm not gonna lie. And this is my extra water jug, and the 2 water jugs have been like the perfect solution to that. So yeah, and it's a crash corner, but I know what's in it, and there are certain things that go in it, and that's what makes it organized. Those other things don't go. And this bag has like my underwear and socks and hats and a bunch of miscellaneous like little things. I love hats. I'm controlling them as much as I can, but this bag, yeah, it has hats, it has underwear, it has those kind of odds and end things that go with my clothes. This is my wash basin, and it's a wash basin for any time I need to put water in something and wash up out of it, whether that's dishes or human body parts and things. And this is my gym bag. It's mostly ready to go. It has shower shoes, it has a towel, yeah, and all the things that need to go back in it are back in it. The towel needs to dry and the washcloth needs to dry sometimes, so sometimes I'll just drape them in the back, but they're clean. I did laundry today, so they're all packed up. This corner has a few things. It has some cleaning supplies underneath my shoes. My shoes are on top. These are my work boots, which I exclusively use mostly for stagehand work. I don't wear them that often just because I want to. I have some rain boots I've never worn, like right here, but I consider it like important to have a pair of galoshes. I have a pair of like flip-flops, which are good when I don't want to wear standard shoes and I just want my feet to air out. And I have another pair of flip-flops that I'm wearing right now. But sometimes I just want a slide-on shoe, and my feet weren't doing well being like constricted like all the time. And then my empty laundry bag is right here, because now it's empty. Yeah, I did all my laundry. It's going to have some clothes in a second. As this gets full, it gets harder to keep this in here, but this actually will fit in the back seat. I do want to replace it with something else that breaks down more compact, but I do like having some sort of cart that I could pull out, put things in, and use. I use it both for like personal reasons and work reasons, so I do want a cart, but I think I want to get rid of this one and trade it out for a different style. But for now, it is kind of large and awkward even when folded, as flat as it goes, because the wheels are big. This part is thin and really easy to get places, but then it gets wide at the end because of the wheels. So if I can get something else that breaks down a little more, I think I'd be happier with it, because it's just sometimes I need to throw a bunch of things in something with wheels, and then I want that to like fold up. Fold up things are the best. Woohoo! Passenger side of the car. This is so fun. So as you can see, we're on the other side of the charging station. You see everything charging over there. My clean clothes on this side. We also have, this is the Coleman butane that I'm using. So my active bottle is here, and it's always out of the stove when I'm not using it. I have some cooking spray. I try not to deal with this too much because it's freaking messy, so I try to avoid things that need this, but every once in a while I want something that needs a little cooking spray. Has some aluminum foil just in case. It's just an extra paper bag for when I need to like grab some things and I don't want to take everything out. I bought some bread today. I use this for fruit, which I had an orange this morning and I ate it, and this is just my travel coffee cup. Not a big deal. Like I said, I don't keep ice in here no more. I do have filtered drinking water. So like if I get water that I'm not sure about as drinking water, I'll filter it through the Brita, and then I'll use that as my drinking water. And then I just have some odds and ends in here. And like I said, this is my pantry. Underneath here, like I said, that little case right there, that's my Coleman butane stove. My folding stool, my folding desk table, whatever I need it to be. And in here, I have this really cool pot that I absolutely love, where you do this. So now you have a pot, which is super cool, but that's not all. You open this up. What is that? This can actually be used as a cutting board, but it can also be like a really cool plate. Like if you just need a flat surface thing. And this builds up to several kitchen tools. And then you have 2 bowls in here. And then everything just goes back together like super freaking nice. I found this on sale, and it was after I bought other cooking stuff, and I like kind of regretted it because this has like been all I need with a fork and a spoon. This is going to be hard to put back together on camera. I'm going to leave you guys for a second. So my favorite part about this is the drain holes on top. Like that's been super useful for like when I do a lot of ramen and just throw vegetables in it. It's really easy and, you know, a filling meal. So having these drain holes is amazing. And then I just have like miscellaneous stuff in here, honestly. It's like some other cooking utensils, some measuring spoons, some miscellaneous stuff I use. And finally, the passenger side. This is like my dump station. It like collects stuff like all day, and then I mostly clean up this chair. That's most of cleaning up, is cleaning up this chair. These cables, this cable is for my phone, which I'm using right now, but it runs from the little solar generator in the back to the front. Obviously I can unplug it. I can change this out. This is to the solar generator, so you can see the red lights on. It's sending power to the solar generator. Honestly, it charges really slow. At first I was like, I don't need a solar panel. I definitely don't want anything mounted on a car, but I'm like starting to consider something that could charge solarly if I have the ability to sit this in the sun, as opposed to having to figure out when I can get to a building to get like a good decent charge. So it's become a little bit challenging, I'm not gonna lie. This bag moves around a lot, but this is the bag that I will throw all of my valuables in. I love this book bag. It's been like one of the most durable book bags I've ever had, but I'll throw all my valuables in this, and then like, you know, all that stuff that's charging in the back, I'll just throw it in this bag, and that way I know all of that stuff's out the car, and that's the stuff I would be most sad to lose. I don't want to say I would, you know, break down or something to lose it, but the things I would be most sad to lose mostly fit in this bag. So this is my daily, like, travel bag, and I really love it. This bag, just right now it's holding my fake Gorilla Pod. I forgot what this thing's called, but it kind of looks like a Gorilla Pod, and I can take this thing off and put a regular camera on here, but this will hold a cell phone. But anyway, so that's one of my other tripods. And then this is just a bag, honestly, of chargers and miscellaneous, like, electronic things. Like, I have adapters for the solar generator in here, a few things. We added this today, my Ryobi fan, which has a battery in it. So there's a battery in it that's kind of charged, as well as one charging in the back. This is a bag of miscellany, some easily accessible cleaning things, and my little trash can, which gets filled up really fast. I dump this every day, if not 2 or 3 times a day. You see how much trash I had today. It was way more than this trash can. And I've updated my board. Yay! So all the stuff that I already did is gone. And so the stuff that remains is stuff I need to pay attention to. So yeah, this is not about being nomadic. This is a device that I need to get for work. Well, work needs to buy it, so I need to take care of that. But yay, yeah. This has nothing to do with being like a nomad. This is a device. Theater time. I'm sure you've never seen a homeless person look this good, huh? Just not your picture of homelessness. Anyway, that's how I'm gonna end it. My day's over. Well, kind of over. I got some stuff I'm gonna grab and run over to our home theater from our current site. But otherwise, yeah. Thanks for checking me out doing boring chores. See you later. Peace.